Is it morning? I don't know. Morning, afternoon. I think it's around 11. So, good morning. Good morning slash afternoon. I'm getting ready because I am going to my grandson's birthday party today. And so I just got out of the shower. You see my face is fire engine red because I have rosacea. So just excuse my fire engine red face as it chills out from being in the shower. And I'm having a hot flash at the same time. So that's why I'm on fire. I'm going to get ready. And I was in the shower and my brain was spinning out of control. My brain was spinning out of control, thinking about myself and things I need to improve on. And I was just in the shower, taking a shower and getting ready. Not getting ready, but bathing, whatever. And I just had a lot on my mind. I don't know if it was conviction. Maybe I was getting convicted in the shower. Ooh, conviction can happen anywhere, right? It doesn't just happen at church. In the shower, taking a shower, minding my own business, all of a sudden I get convicted. It's hard being a woman. Just saying. It's so hard being a woman. I'm on fire. So y'all bear with me. Why? So I got convicted in the shower this morning. So I was cleansing my body. I guess God thought I should cleanse my sins as well. I don't know. But the things that I was thinking about is like when I'm trying to get my point across to someone, do I do that the way God would want me to do that? That's what I was thinking about in the shower. Do y'all just is your brain sometimes when you're in the shower just start spazzing out, or it's probably just me, okay? But it was just I was like, do I show when I speak of people, or if someone comes to my farm and they describe someone, are they oh, I talked to such and such, and it's like somebody that I don't think a lot of? What do I say? Wait. I'm going to hell. I was thinking about one person in particular. And I'll tell you the story. So, a long time ago, when Snead's Farmhouse, I don't know, I'm going to say, because I started Snead's Farmhouse in 2020. I'm going to say a year or two into me having Snead's Farmhouse. This, when people book a tour, I don't know who they are, right? I have no clue. Well, this person booked a tour, and I had multiple people that day. It wasn't like it was just one family. I had I don't know, let's just say I had 5 families that day. So I was trying to multitask and kind of talk and, do the tour all at the same time. And it was a lady and her daughter, and she came to my farm, and she was so sweet. She's a professional, meaning that she is in a field of profession. And I think she's younger than me because she has little kids, but sometimes I think I'm the same age as people and I'm 20 years older. Do y'all do that? I'm like, oh, she's my age. And they're like, no, I'm 32. Oh, well, I'm 54. I thought I was your age. And I forget that I'm now fixing to be a senior citizen. And so she's a lot younger than me, I'm sure, because she has young kids. And she came to my farm to tour. And she was talking about my field trips. And she said, do you ever need help around here? And I said, girl, I always need some help, right? Like, I always need help. And she said, well, I would love to help you with your field trips, and you don't have to pay me. And I thought, well, that was very kind, because like most time when people come here and want to work, they want to get reimbursed. And I thought, well, that was really kind of her to want to work here to help me. And so I didn't know her, never met her a day in my life, but she didn't live far from me. And I thought, she's an adult, she's a mother, she's a professional. I don't have to worry about a background check, because I knew the field that she's in, obviously, is not something I need to worry about. And so I said, I would be grateful for you to help with my field trips. So she said, well, I work night shift. And I thought in my head, how's she going to help me with field trips if she works night shift? Is what I was thinking in my head. And then, even if she worked day shift, I was thinking, well, she can't help me with field trips if she works day shift. But when she said she worked night shift, she could help me. And she said, when I get off work, I can come straight over here. And I thought, she's going to work all night long and then want to volunteer for field trips. I was thinking how nice that was, So I said, well, I'll just send you the days of my field trips that I already have scheduled, and you can tell me what works for you. Well, at this particular time, I'm going to say I had 15 field trips. It was a lot of field trips. So I sent her 15 different days so she could decide which one she wanted to help me with. And she goes, I'll help you with every one of them. And I was like, all 15? So and I was thinking in my head, okay, so you want to you work night shift, you want to volunteer at my farm for free, and you want to work every single field trip. She is so nice. Like, that is a very given person, is what I was thinking in my head, because I think my brain does not go to, like, what's she up to? That my brain doesn't do that. My brain goes, I think from the first time I meet someone, I see all the good. Okay. I miss it. Okay. I don't know if I'm a dense head or there's blonde up in this hair, but I'll always catch on. Right. So I said, well, thank you so much for helping me, because it's hard to find help for field trips. It's hard because a lot of times I do field trips and I don't get paid a dime. But then when people help me, they want to get paid. And I'm like, I'm going backwards to do this field trip. Like, what's wrong with this picture? So I thought that was very kind of her. So as we start approaching our field trips coming up, I began to communicate with her and say, come over here and let me show you what I do, because you can't just, you need to know what to look for. Kids learn differently. And do you know about these animals? Are you able to stand here and educate kids about a pigeon? Like things like that. So she came over and I began to educate her. Well, to make a long story short, this lady that wanted to be so sweet to me and volunteer her time and hours started a petting zoo. And I was like, really? And I've been bitter. And when I was in the shower today, I got convicted about it. Because I was thinking about, am I who I say I am? And I was like, oh no, I'm not. I am not who I say I am. I'm just, I'm ugly. I'm downright ugly is what I was thinking in the shower. Like, why not even why not even try to teach people to dance? You think I do it all the time? No, I'm a train wreck. It's what I was thinking in my head as I was taking a shower, cleansing my hair. And I'm like, Lord, I need to cleanse my sins as well, because I'm ugly. I'm downright ugly. And I was like, but how do I fix it? Because what am I supposed to do? Go knock on her door? Not. Listen, I was in the shower and God convicted me as I was washing my hair. He was trying to get me to wash away my sins. And I am a sinner when it comes to you, because I don't like you. I mean, what am I going to say? So I was sitting there thinking, okay, now I've been convicted of this. And what I'm convicted of is this. Not only do I not like her, okay, but if people come here and they say, oh, I know such and such, or if they say, oh, we hired such and such, I'm like, I'm sure the look on my face is disgust. So I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, that was really tacky of me. Because even though I'm not a fan of this person, I shouldn't talk negative about them. Like, I should just keep that to myself. And I thought about, not all the time do I do that. There's been times when I tell people, like, I have a hard time and I tell them what happened. Yeah, that was real nice of me. That's Christian-like. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, who have I said that to? They're probably like, gosh, she ain't who she says she is. She gets online, talks about being a Christian, and I'm thinking, that ain't Christ-like. Like, that's terrible, Judy. You should just keep that to yourself. And I thought, why do I do that? Why don't I just keep that story to myself? And what makes me think that I should tell someone else that story? Especially when they know the person's name. Like, you don't know her name, right? Like, you don't know if it's a female or male. Like, you don't know nothing. But so I've been convicted about it. So I started pondering on the subject of, why do we try to get our point across to people? Or what makes us feel like we should tell somebody else what somebody did to us? Why do we do that? Why do we do that? So I was sitting there pondering in the shower as I was cleansing my sins and trying to get out, okay, God, I hear you. Okay, what do I do about it? I'm not knocking on her door, God. So what do I do? How do I fix this? So then I had this flashback as I was sitting here trying to break it down. I'm going, God, I'm so ugly? Why do I do that? And I was thinking back about my grandmother. And my grandmother, it was my mom's mom. She lived to be 99 years old. And at the end stages of her life, she got where she couldn't take care of herself. And so she asked her son, my uncle, and his wife to move in with her because she had planned on giving them her house when she died. My mother's already passed away and my aunt's already passed away. So the only child that is left is my uncle. So therefore, she would leave everything to him. So she asked, and they lived in a house that was falling apart. And so she said, "Will y'all move in with me and help me?" And they were, yes, because they're fixing to move into a nice house, you know? And so that all seems great and wonderful. But then when you start living with somebody, I don't care if you are their relative and you love them with all your heart, it begins to get hard. So at that point, my grandmother called me and she said, "Will you let me stay with you 2 weeks out of every month?" Well, I live in an apartment. I was going through a divorce. Vance and I lived in this little bitty 2-bedroom apartment. And was I going to tell my grandmother no? My grandmother was miserable. Okay, she was miserable. I said, "Yes, Meemaw." I called her Meemaw. I said, "Yes, you can come stay with me 2 weeks every month." So she, had to sleep in the same bed with me. And, she, like, it was difficult. It was difficult. And I was beginning to see what my aunt and uncle were going through, and where I was judgmental in the beginning because my grandmother would call me on the phone and she'd be like, "I'm getting mistreated. Can I come stay with you 2 weeks out of the month?" And I'm like, I began to get mad at my aunt and uncle. And I was like, they're a train wreck. They're not treating my grandmother nicely. Like, things that she would say to me was, she would say, "Judy, in the mornings, I sing after my breakfast." So imagine my grandmother's in the kitchen. I don't know, she's 98 years old. And the song that she used to sing all the time, oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of it. God, she sang it nonstop. Anyway, whatever song it was an old hymn. And she, in the morning, she did her devotion, and then she would eat breakfast, and then she would begin to pray for the missionary. She had this book, and it had the missionaries in it, and she would pray for the missionaries. And she gave to another country for the children to have clean water. And she would go into this long prayer, praying for the children to have clean water. And then she would begin to sing a hymn, okay, every morning. Well, that's the sweetest thing in the whole wide world. But when you live with that, okay, and you're trying to watch the morning news, on TV, and all of a sudden this woman that can't carry a tune starts belting out a song, a hymn song, you're like, oh my, every day. It's sweet in the beginning. And then it's like, okay, oh my gosh, will this song please end? Okay, please let this song end. And then by the time you've heard the same song every morning for 3 years straight, you just like want to lay in the floor and cry. Okay. So she would call me and go, "I sing my hymn, they get mad at me and tell me to stop singing." And I was like, oh, that is awful. And then she came to live with me, and I began to be my aunt and uncle. I'm like, we're in an apartment. We live downstairs. She's singing at the top of her lungs at 5 o'clock in the morning after she eats her breakfast. And I'm thinking, I'm going to get kicked out of this apartment, So like I began to have a soft heart for my aunt and uncle because I was judging them by what my grandmother said. So then, as I was getting convicted in the shower, I was thinking, I'm my grandmother. I'm sitting here telling people negative things about this person, and I'm giving them an opportunity to think negative instead of having their own opinion about the person. I'm sitting here pushing negative thoughts about this person because of an experience I had. I am awful. I am awful. And then I was thinking about my grandmother, and I was thinking about, she had her routine and I had my routine. And people that's 98 years old, they get, I can't say they, because I don't know any other 98-year-old person. My grandmother gets in a routine and she does the same thing every single day. So she does Bible study, I don't know, 3-5 times a day. Okay. So I was a big Dr. Phil person. Imagine that. Okay. I loved me some Oprah Winfrey. I watched Oprah Winfrey, and then I think Dr. Phil came on after Oprah Winfrey. I loved Dr. Phil. Oh, my grandmother lived with me. She began to judge me by watching Dr. Phil. And she was like, Judy, you ought not to be watching that program. She called them programs. You should not be watching that program. And I said, Dr. Phil? And she said, Judy, I'm here to tell you right now, that is not a good program. And I taught you better. And you should not be watching Dr. Phil. And I was like, can you hear what he's saying? Can you hear anything? Is what I was thinking in my head. But I don't know if she's just catching, because she was hard of hearing. I don't know if she's catching, like, let's just say he had an alcoholic on the show that day and he was trying to send him to recovery or whatever. Maybe she saw the alcoholic and then she just made the assumption that Dr. Phil was a train wreck. Or maybe she was right and I wasn't listening to her. One of the two. Hang on a second. Okay. Don't show them. Bring it down. I have to tell them the story before they see it. I need to switch the subject real quick. Okay. Last week, Mindy, which is the lady that's over the center, she works. She comes every Wednesday. She wanted to come play with Shane, meaning she wanted to come watch him laser burn. And so she came to play with us 2 weeks ago, let's just say. And she wanted to watch how Shane does that. She's very crafty. So she came over and brought pizza and we had a little get together. That's what I love about the center is it's not just a relationship where they come on Mondays and Wednesdays. Those jokers, they text me every day. Like people that live there, there's like 5 people that text me every single day. When they have a heartbreak with the girl and they're breaking up with someone, they call me. Okay. So like, it's not just Monday and Wednesday. Okay. We have a true relationship with these people. Okay. So anyway, she came to play with Shane and apparently she has a cousin, uncle, something that owns a cattle farm. So she was just trying to think of stuff for Shane to do so she could learn how to laser. So the name of this cattle farm is 2 Mile Cattle Company, and it's her family. So she had Shane to laser these 2 cows with the name of the farm. So he did. And she was like, oh, I love it. I can't wait to go give it. Well, Shane is a very detailed person with his work. Okay. He kept looking at this little just thin piece of wood, okay? Cheap, $2 thin piece of wood that I got from Hobby Lobby. And he was like, I need to do something with that. I don't like it. Kind of like me with the picture of the peacock. I was like, oh, I can put peacock feathers around it. We're both kind of like that. So he didn't like the way it looked. So today, hang on. It ain't even showing up. Today, he goes, hey, Judy, as I'm getting ready for my grandson's birthday party, he said, I was thinking about going out there, and we got that hickory log that he knocked down because he was going to saw the wood just laying in our front yard that drives me crazy. He's like, is it in the back? Oh, it's in the backyard. Sorry. There's wood in the backyard that drives me crazy too. So he's like, I'm thinking about going out there and sawing that hickory tree and making something. I said, okay. Well, I'm going to get ready. You go do your thing. And he made this. This is a hickory tree out of our yard. He cut. I don't know. How'd you do that? How'd you cut the indention in this?
I routed it.
Routed it. He routed it. Don't know what that means, but he routed it and made it, see, it's flush into the wood, and made this for Mindy at the group home, at the center. Go find something else to do. Go make me something. Do y'all need anything made? If y'all want him to make something, just text us and he'll be right on it and he'll have it done in about 5 minutes. And when you come to Pedals, I'll give it to you. He loves it. He loves it. So anyway, back to my story. My grandmother began to judge Dr. Phil. She didn't like him. She couldn't believe that I call myself a Christian. That I call myself a Christian. And I watched that program of filth. Just complete filth. And I thought, well, she needs to get in the shower and cleanse her sins because she's judgmental. Now that I think about it, now I didn't think that at the time. You know what I did at the time? I minded my grandmother and I turned off Dr. Phil, and I was sitting there pouting, mad that I don't know, 45 years old and not allowed to watch Dr. Phil is how I was feeling in the moment. But I minded her because for some reason she thought Dr. Phil was not a good program. So I did exactly what she said. But when I was in the shower thinking about her doing that to me, I thought, well, her little self needs to get her up in the shower and get convicted and wash her sins, because that was very judgmental. She needs to be thinking. That wasn't very nice of her. And I thought, no wonder I say that about that lady. I was taught it. I mean, it's my grandmother's fault that I'm such a train wreck. And then I got on Facebook and I was scrolling through Facebook, and my stepmother, she posted this post, and it said, it's time for you to quit blaming your parents for the way you are. You're now an adult and you need to accept responsibility. So then I got convicted for sitting there blaming my grandmother, because I sit here and judge people and talk bad about people because she judged Dr. Phil. So I was just getting like convicted. Right? I thought, this is not a good day. Is this like beat up Judy day? Like, really? I'm like, every time I turn around, I'm getting convicted about what a train wreck I am. And so I was sitting there thinking, how do you apologize to someone for wrongdoings when they don't even know that you can't stand? Like, how do I do that? Excuse me. Hey, I'm Judy. I don't know if you remember me, but I own Snead's Farmhouse. And about 45 years ago, you came to my farm to tour and you volunteered for my field trips. And I just wanted to let you know for the past 45 years, I couldn't stand you. As a matter of fact, when people would mention your name, I literally gave a train wreck to your name. And I just came to your door to let you know that I am sorry. I have been convicted when I was in the shower, and I am sorry. And I will never cast judgment upon you for what you did to me. I forgive you. So even though you didn't ask for apology, you didn't ask for me to forgive you, but in my heart, I've been convicted and I forgive you anyways, even though you didn't ask me. Is that what I'm going to do? No. So I'm thinking, how do I fix this? Just don't do it. In my head, I was like, Judy, just stop doing that. Like, just stop. That's not nice, Judy. Don't be like your grandmother. That's not nice. And so I was just letting y'all know that sometimes I'm not who I say. I try though. Scout's honor, I really do try to be who God wants me to be, but I'm a human being and I make mistakes. But you, to me, this is what I think. We're going to make mistakes, right? Like in life, we're going to talk bad about people. We are. It's our human nature, especially when we don't like somebody. Okay. They've done us wrong. We're going to like, oh, well, oh, really? Sit down and let me tell you what she did to me. You know, we kind of are like that. And I just think it's part of being a human being. But when you know that you're living your life right is when you feel the conviction. And what I mean by that is when you notice your mistakes. Now, granted, I told you that was in like 2021. And it's almost October of 2025. It took me a minute. It took me just a minute, okay, to get convicted. I'm not a fast learner. I'm not a fast listener. Maybe God tried to convict me before and I just turned my head. But literally, I guess when I was in the shower, I was like, okay. And the reason I feel like that, I think, is because I don't notice it when I do it. Like when I run someone in the ground, I don't notice it. But when somebody else runs someone else in the ground, I notice it. I notice it. So this is what I try to do to be the best version of myself is when someone does that, okay, especially when someone drags someone through the ground that I don't know the person, I am quick to remember what that person told me. So, like, let's just say I go meet the person. I go meet that person in person. All I can think about was, oh, I know what you did. I'll be nice to your face, but I sure know what you did to such and such because she told me. And I believe them. But part of being the best version of myself is the second I notice it in someone else, like someone else is talking about someone else, is the minute I have to go, do you do that, Judy? Do you talk bad about people? Yes, I'm going to. Yes, I do. So I quickly, instead of judging them, I put the I on myself. And I say, okay, little Miss Perfect, little Miss Judy, that's so perfect. Do you do that? Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, Oh, I'm 10 times worse than the person that I'm talking to. I'm a So I do that. So that's where the thought process came in the shower was like, do I train wreck people? And I was like, oh yeah, sure do. And then it's like that memory came up of me, talking bad about that lady. And I was like, I need to stop. Does that mean that I'm never going to talk bad about someone again? I would love to tell you that I am that great, but I ain't. I'm not. I am not. I try, but when I get caught up, this mouth of mine, it just keeps, sometimes it starts running and it doesn't stop. And then we don't need another from the peanut gallery. You worry about yourself. Anyway, I'm like, I really feel like that oftentimes, okay, let's back up. If someone's train wrecking someone else, do you stop them in the middle of that and go, do you do that? No. I'm not calling someone out for their wrongdoings. I would never do that. That is ugliness to me. But some people feel like that they should. But then it goes back to the whole situation that I talked about yesterday. If someone is sitting here train wrecking someone to me, and I say, well, do you ever do that? I think they would rip me a new one. Personally, I think it would start a debate, and it wouldn't end well. We would end up fighting. What little Miss Prissy thinks she don't do it. So I don't do that. I get off the phone or get away from the person and I'm like, wow, she just ripped her a new one. And I'm like, do you do that, Judy? Instead of me calling out somebody else's sin, because you know what? I'm not God. If God can fit, God's not, well, I don't know. Some people feel like God will convict you through other people's words. And I do believe that's the truth. I do. It's just that I think that I'm bullheaded. And if somebody else used conviction to me, I'm a redhead and I would fire off. And I don't think that I'm mature enough to handle somebody else convicting me. I think that my conviction has to come from God because I'm not strong enough to take a conviction from someone else. That's just being honest. I just don't think I'm mature enough. I don't think I am. I would take offense to it. Instead of, would you, if someone called you out, like if you're sitting there, my husband is a POS. Let me just tell you, he is a straight up train wreck. He's ugly. He's just awful. If I'm sitting here saying that,
you tell me that in my face.
Would someone stop me in the middle of me bashing Shane? If they stop me and go, wow, well, just last month I saw him building your peacock enclosure, but you're calling him a train wreck. Okay. I would be like, oh, well, you don't live with them, girlfriend. Let me just tell you, what you see doing the peacock enclosure, you come live with that joker for about a month and then tell me how that works out for you. That's what I would say. But if God convicted me of it, it would make me think, Judy, or if my counselor, she convicts me all the time, especially when I'm train wrecking Shane to her. She stops me all the time. Judy, well, you just told me last week that he built a peacock enclosure. Yes, but I paid for it. So if you had to get that peacock enclosure built, how much would that cost you? I don't know. Well, I cook his supper and I fix his lunch, or I take his dogs out while he's at work. The least he can do is build my peacock enclosure. I mean, it ain't like I'm just sitting around eating bonbons on the couch. I mean, I do my part around here. Judy. Judy. So when she talks to me, I'm able to get to mindfulness because her tone doesn't change. And I trust her and have been with her for, I think, 16 years now. So she can convict me and I'm okay. But if the average person, if I was train wrecking someone and they convicted me in the middle of it, I think I would fire off. I don't think I'm mature enough to go, could you give me just a minute to think about it? I was just trying to vent. I didn't really mean it. I was just trying to vent my feelings about somebody. Like, I'll be over it tomorrow. I was in the moment and I was just having a moment of train wrecking somebody. Like, so if someone convicted you and it wasn't the Lord Jesus Christ, would you be mature enough mentally to be able to go, you're right, I'm going to hell. You're right, I'm going to hell. I'm sorry I said that. I'm not mature enough, I don't think. I think it depends on who says it to me too. Like, if my grandmother said it, I probably like, you're right, Meemaw. But if just the average person said it to me, I would feel offended. So I need to work on that. I have this new water. I was told about it from a backup dancer. It's called Blue Springs. Blue Spring. This water came from a spring that is literally 30 minutes down the road from me, maybe 40. It tastes good. It tastes very clean, but I can't afford it. But I thought I would try it just to say I tried it. A 12 count of water is almost $15 for 12 of them. Well, I drink 6 a day. So there's no way I could drink this full time. But I don't know what's so important. It has oxygen in it. I'm like, what? I don't even know what that means, but I was told it was good for me. It came from a natural spring in Bluntsville. And Bluntsville's not too far from me. I do plan to travel there at some point. I'm on this mission. I'm changing the subject a minute. I'm on this mission to do things out of my comfort zone. For the past, since 2019, I have been at this house every day, all day long, and I never leave. I don't even go to since 2020 and COVID hit, I bet I've been to the actual grocery store. I could count on one hand. I order groceries. I never leave my house. And yesterday I realized why I never leave my house. It's because that joker there doesn't want to leave the house. Yesterday, I tried to get us out of the house. And every time we came out of a store, he would say, I need to go back home. I need to paint the door. And I'm like, it's not raining any day soon. I want you to spend this day with me outside of our house. We have to do this. It's like I'm having to force myself to do it. And Shane is just like me. That's why we never leave. Now, he'll leave and go hunting, but hunting is home to him because it's our other home. So he's still home if he's hunting. We don't go anywhere. So I'm trying to slowly force myself out of this house. So I'm starting to go on field trips. But it looks like I'm going to have to do it by myself because he ain't wanting to do it. So I do plan to go to Blunt Spring to see what that's all about because I didn't even know we had it until this last week. Anyway, back to the story. I was convicted of my wrongdoings, and I made a pledge to myself that I would not talk about that lady again. I'm letting it go. But I've held a grudge against her since the day she walked into my farm. I don't like if I see her name, I cringe. I finally had to block her on social media because if I saw, like, I couldn't handle it. I would just, I would cringe. I was like, I don't believe in her. I can't support that. I can't support someone that did that to me. I cannot. But sometimes, when you have to forgive somebody when even though they don't ask for forgiveness, it's hard. But I don't think she thinks she did anything wrong. So therefore, I need to be a big girl and put on my big girl underwear and let go of the filthy mouth that I have telling other people the story. And that's awful of me. What I did is worse than what she did to me. And it doesn't make it right. Even though she did do that to me, it doesn't make it right that I'm doing the things that I'm doing. I'm not who I say I am when I'm going around doing that. So I've been convicted. Now, I do need to say this. I feel like sometimes when you need to tell your side of the story, I don't feel like that's a conviction. You have friends that you talk to openly, and you can say, I'm very hurt because of this, or I don't like this person because of this. And I don't really feel like that is gossiping when you're talking to your friends and you're like, can I vent to you? I'm just hurting inside. This person has done this to me and I'm hurting. I don't feel like that is the same versus strangers coming up and I have diarrhea of the mouth. I feel like that's totally two different situations. Two friends talking amongst themselves. I feel so. Do you feel that's different? I don't think you should keep everything bundled up inside. I think there's certain people that you talk to and you have to go, listen, my husband has really made me mad today. Can I talk about him? And you not judge him. But then there's those people that, like, it's kind of like, let's say your kid is dating someone, okay? And your kid comes home. Oh my gosh, Steve did this to me. And you're like, why are you staying with him? And then like the next week, like she's forgiven him and you hadn't forgiven him. You haven't forgiven Steve because of what your daughter told you. And then they're like going to marry him. And you're like, but I hate his guts because of what you told me. And like, I can't accept him knowing he's done all these things to you that you've told me, and now you've forgiven him and you've gone forward and you want to marry him, and I'm still over here like ready to stick mascara up his nose because I'm so mad at him. You know what I'm talking about? Like, sometimes I hate to tell people things because I'm afraid that'll happen. And it's like, hey, I'm just in the moment and I'm mad right now, but I'll be over it tomorrow. Okay. I'm just mad right now. And I need to have diary of the mouth about what Shane has done to me. But like, I'm not divorcing him and I still love him with all my heart. So I need to tell you this and you not hate his guts. I just don't like him right now. Okay. It's like, I have to like prep people. I'm like, especially my brother. I'm like, hey, can I tell you something? Then you not hate the person's guts. It's me. It's me with the problem, but I just need to tell you. It's like, it's hard not to, especially when it's your children telling you bad things about people. It's hard for you to move forward and not let that go because it's sitting in the back of your mind because they hurt your baby. You know what I'm saying? It's hard being a parent. Now that I'm older, I hate putting on mascara. What time is it? We got to leave here in an hour. And I got to do something to this train wreck hair of mine. It says this is living water. Maybe this will wash the sins out of me. Blue spring waters are unlike any water you've ever tasted, purified only by time, pressure, and the earth's own design. These naturally complete living water remains in perfect balance with the natural world. The results is water that tastes exactly as nature intended it to be, raw, wild, and alive. Draw deep, Blue Springs. Taste the difference the world can make. 300 years from source to sip. We'll go check it out. Well, you know, I saw a picture. I went to the Facebook page and saw a picture of the spring. I don't really understand why do I want oxygen in my water. I don't know. When I think of oxygen, I think of Larry's concentrator in there, and I'm like, I don't really understand all that. I should understand it. Y'all know I can't read comments because Meemaw don't have her glasses on. But it's supposed to be. It should be good for you for $15 for 12 of the. I mean, I would spend. I would spend $8 a day on water. That'd be $240 a month to drink oxygen water. Is that right? No. 8 times. Wait a minute. That's more than that. No, that's right. $8 a day. Yeah, $240. I spend $240 a month on water if I drank 8 of them. I can't afford that. They say you can buy it. You can go to the actual place and you can buy like 5-gallon, bottles. I need to go and see how much that would cost because I have that thing in my education center. You want to hear a funny story? This was the funniest thing. Shane is like, it's about Shane. But yesterday, have you ever like somebody do something and you laugh so hard you're about to pee in your pants? Okay. It was so funny that last night before I was going to bed, I was thinking about it and I almost peed in my pants last night going to bed because it was the funniest. It was so funny. but it's probably one of those situations where you had to be there. Okay. This is the deal. So, so yesterday, Shane and I were out and about. He had gone to the doctor that morning. He had gone to the heart doctor. Shane's Shane has high blood pressure, high cholesterol. His A1C has been high. So they put him on that Majero shot. Well, he lost like, I don't know, almost like 30 pounds. And he was like, I was like, God, he looks so good. And I was like jealous because I was getting fatter and he was getting skinnier. I mean, he lost a ton. And the doctor took him off of it because his blood pressure got regulated, his A1C was regulated, his everything was down, like everything. So they took him off of it. And like 2 weeks later, he gained 30 pounds. I mean, he was eating everything in sight. And I was just sitting there going, Shane, you're like out of control. Well, he went to the heart doctor and she found that he had gained 30 pounds back. And she told him, she said, and his A1C's up, his blood pressure was sky high. And so she said, Shane, she said, I'm not putting you back on the Majero shot. And the reason is because it hasn't been out long enough for me to know the long-term effects of it. And the fact that you lost 30 pounds in such a short period of time and then you gain it back that quickly tells me that we're not doing you any good. So she told him, you're obese. You need to be under 200 pounds. And he weighs almost 230. She's like, you need to be under 200 pounds and we have got to get these numbers regulated. So they put him on another blood pressure pill and they told him that he was going to have to quit eating sugar and he's going to have to get his crap straight. When I tell you that joker came home mad, he was so mad. And he goes, I'm just a fat butt. That's just what I am, Judy. She just basically called me a fat butt. And I said, well, look, we're fat butts together. So let's do it together. I've been eating a lot of sweets because I like sweets just like him. Okay. I said, let's just do it together. So we went, I made him get out of the house yesterday. Okay. And it was like, I don't know, 3:00 and we hadn't even ate lunch yet. Well, Larry had asked me to bring him back a milkshake. So I said, Shane, we got to stop at Jack's to get Larry's milkshake. So we stopped at Jack's and I said, do you want something from Jack's? I mean, that's the polite thing to do, right? Do you want something from Jack's? He went, no, because I'm fat. He's going to walk in the store. I've told him your story. So he goes, no, I don't want anything from Jack's because I'm fat. And I said, well, Shane, they have salad. I mean, they have like stuff that you can eat. You don't have to just, well, do you think when I go to Jack's, I want a salad? That's not what I want. I can't have what I want. I said, so you're just going to sit here and not eat? And he was like, excuse me. He said, F-U-C-K. He goes, Jack, and he's at the drive-thru and he's having this complete hissy fit meltdown, shooting Jax a bird, telling Jax to F off because he can't have a cheeseburger. And he is like, and I'm sitting there laughing.
She's over exaggerated just a little bit.
I am laughing so hard at him having this meltdown because he can't have Jack's chicken fingers or fries. He He is like mad, but I know how he feels because like when I crave sugar and can't eat it, I'm mad as oh, I am so mad. But like when he was in this hissy fit meltdown because he couldn't and so I went I tried to be the bigger person and I said, "Yes, I would like to place an order. I would like 2 salads with grilled chicken. I would like a 2-piece chicken dinner for Larry and a strawberry milkshake. F the milkshake! Just F it!
You don't care whether.
I cannot, like, if y'all could have been there, it was we would have won because he wasn't kidding, okay? He was not like being funny. He was so mad at Jax. And so every time I think about it, I almost pee in my pants. I was like, he's so mad. God love him. He was in the kitchen this morning boiling his eggs. It's not, we hate it. Both of us. Like, I don't know. I'm like, we're not good for each other, Shane. People go, oh, y'all are perfect. No, we're not. Because I'm the same way. If we go to a birthday party and we can't eat cake, wouldn't you like to be Shane? Just go, F cake, just F it in front of everybody at the birthday party. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, it was so funny. Y'all had to be there. But if y'all can just picture us at the drive-thru and Shane's cussing a milkshake out. It was so funny. I start laughing so hard about it that I start crying because it was so funny. God love him. God love that baby. And you know what? We need to go ahead and think, well, so we don't have a meltdown at fish market. What are you gonna eat? You can't have fried fish. Grilled? With what? Fried okra? French fries and hush puppies? It's awful. It's awful. I'm usually strong. Like once I make my mind up, I'm a machine. But I can't get my mind made up that I want to eat right. It's like I'm a senior citizen now. Look, just let it go. Just forget it. Yesterday, Shane and I went to the museum. That video's coming out next week. But we went to the museum. We had never been to the Coleman Museum. And she said, it's $5 for the admission. Seniors are $4. And I was like, Shane goes, well, she's a senior. And I was like, well, what do you consider a senior? And she's like, 55. And I was like, I told y'all the other day, I didn't know 55 years old was considered a senior citizen. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm a senior citizen. Well, I'll be a senior citizen in April. But she went ahead and gave you my senior's discount. That was the first time in my life that I've ever gotten a senior citizen. And Shane's younger than me. So he's like, your senior citizen gets the discount. I wanted to go, F senior citizen discount. Oh, Shane, you're so funny. You're so funny. Shane is a very funny person. What is this? It's like a train wreck. Let me spray some hairspray and then roll it again. Do I look like a senior citizen?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't funny. That was a loaded question, wasn't it? Are y'all senior citizens? Did y'all have a hard time when you became a senior citizen? I'm not having a hard time with it. I'm all about a discount. Like, sure, I'll be a senior citizen. It's just it just feels weird.
No, it's the problems that come with it's what you're
What do you mean?
crying about. Because you like my mom, you gotta go to the doctor, you got calendars every 30 days.
Y'all would not believe what my calendar looks like. I'm like, see, I want to get mad about that. As a matter of fact, this week, Monday, for some reason, I thought that I could be at this school at 7 a.m. I don't know what planet I was living on when I said I could do that. So that means I'm going to have to leave my house at 6:30 in the morning. And they don't want just rabbits and a tortoise. That means Judy has stitches in her back, and I'm a load a goat up, load a swimming pool up, load a duck up, load a rabbit up, all by myself at 6:30 in the morning, and I hadn't even done animals yet, and I'm there till 12. What planet, please tell me, was I living on when I thought that I could do that? But now I've already made the commitment that I'm going to do it, and I'm having anxiety about doing it. Well, it's my fault. So Tuesday, I go to the doctor to get my results about my hormones. Tuesday afternoon, Jackleg here brushes her teeth so hard that she broke 4 teeth. So I have to get 4 fillings Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday, I have to go to the library to do the incubation project. Thursday's my surgery. Thursday afternoon, Retha's coming to my house. Retha Charlotte, which is backup dancer. Friday, all the backup dancers are coming to my house. And then for some reason, I keep thinking that I can get up and go to Petals from the Past and be there by 8 o'clock, which is 2 hours from my house. So I have to leave my house 5:30 in the morning. What is wrong with me? Why do I think that I can do this? And then I've got Larry and a farm to take care of. And then people are asking me if Shane's coming. How do other people do this? Do you know? We can't understand.
We just do it.
I don't know how people do this.
Judy, how much hairspray you got left? Just spray that side.
Hey, you worry about yourself and let me worry about mine.
I mean,
do you want me to talk bad about you? What does that mean?
It ain't gonna change.
The hair's a train wreck?
Yeah, you want it to be stiff as a board, or you want a little flow to it? Because right now,
it's not like Aquanet, like back in the day.
Judy, it almost looks like you stuck your finger in the light socket on the side over here instead of hardened. Probably need to run the brush through it.
Come here, I got a little present for you. Bend over. This hot curling iron's about to go where the sun don't shine. Just to let you know.
Put some more on there.
Okay.
One more shot. You good?
I gotta go beat somebody up. Thanks for getting ready with me. Listen, the moral to this story. No? Let me see what it looks like. The moral to this story is do not be like me. Okay? If you want to know what not to be like, it would be me. No? I look like I'm trying to be young. If you were my grandson, would this embarrass you? My grandmother walked in with these daggum peacock earrings in her ears. Probably. If I was your grandmother, would this embarrass you? No? Why you? To wear them? So anyway, the moral to the story is sitting it out would be holding on to anger from 2020, 2021 till today. Sitting it out is go take a shower, wash your hair, and when you feel the conviction, break it down and figure out how you can be better than you were yesterday. Because that's the moral to this story. All right, I got a grandson to go celebrate his. He will be 11 years old. Shane and I have an 11-year-old grandson. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for joining me. The video comes out at 2:45 today. Hopefully, I don't forget. I got my clock set to remind me, so you'll see it soon. Bye.
How you gonna post it at 2:45?